Welcome to another SOTN Randomizer tournament match, this time between Stu and Thesatellite. I'm joined by Epikai. I'm Thesatellite. I'm gonna be your host for tonight. We're gonna be commentating. So, crazy matches. If you've watched the last couple of matches, both upsets, both really close races. I was not expecting this, by the way. Quite insane. Did you watch the matches?
I have not had time to, honestly.
Oh my god, you need to watch.
Well, why do you think I'm here for commentary? It's my excuse.
Yeah. Perfect. So to preface this, we're racing the randomizer for Symphony of the Night, provided to you by Wild Mouse, our very own community member. He took it over a few months ago and fixed the randomizer to be much more interesting, added a bunch of functionality, and ever since then the community has been taken over, has made it quite a bit active, I would say. And now, big shout out to Match for organizing this tournament and letting us, I guess, show what we've been doing over the last few months. And also, it's kind of an interesting new thing for the SOTN speedrunning community, and there's also a bunch of new people that came in with this, so it's been pretty interesting to actually experience this. Any thoughts on the upcoming race, Kai? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm just hoping they could both get dicked by the seed, so I could laugh at it.
We'll see.
It's happened to me all last week when I was playing my own seeds.
Yeah, definitely. Randomizer, yeah, as we saw in the last couple of races, randomizer is very tricky. So it can throw you a curveball or 5 or 20. So you gotta adjust on the fly, and you can just get hit by the RNG and just get a Muramasa, and you know, that can help you out a lot. Or stuff like that can happen all the time. For me, it's going to be very interesting to see how the Thesatellite performs. I've either not seen him play or I've seen him play a couple of times. He's one of the newer people that came in to race randomizers. When it comes to Stu, it's actually very interesting. He's the first person that I ever raced in Symphony of the Night, all the way like 4 years ago. He's hopped in and out the speedrunning scene every once in a while for the past maybe 5 years. I think he's more old school than me, so that's gonna be a very interesting race to watch and see how they do. But yeah, this is definitely gonna be an interesting one. Okay, they're all good, and I think we'll get ready to get going in a bit. Yeah, definitely check out SOTN.io. That's the link for the randomizer, and tournament.soten.io has all of the information for the tournament. We also have a challenge bracket that also has all the information set up there. There we go. Thank you to Match for the links. Switch this over here. Looks like they're both
used to commentating my own shit, so I'm actually gonna.
And I'm just gonna
record a separate instance of it
count down, then I'm gonna come back. Okay, dudes, are you ready? Okay, dudes, are you ready? Okay, yes. Good luck to both of you. Okay, and good luck to both of you. In 4, and 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, go. 2, 1, go. And the race has started.
Here we go.
Ooh, I'm actually really excited, especially after.
Well, you two, this is unusual, I know, but
the other matches.
Oh man, I said I was going to commentate separately.
Let's see if anyone does cross strats. It doesn't.
No one
look
voice,
like
but
it.
I'm nervous right now. I might not talk that much, but I
actually, yeah, since they're playing on a PlayStation version of the game, the Pro can be kind of tricky because it lags a lot during the Dracula fight. Okay, stacks. 1 stack for Stu. 1 stack for Satellite. That's good. Okay. So we have just a normal shield and a 2-hit weapon, that's good enough. It's gonna be very interesting what kind of drops they get from the tunnel and the first 2 enemies. That often determines how actually you go about to route the alchemy lab, depending on if you get a weapon, how much you're willing to risk and stuff like that. Ssbstew is actually not willing to double hit those last 3 wards, so he's just gonna damage boost, which is a good decision. No need to. He didn't check for a library card because here's the thing: if they have a library card in this seed, they shouldn't use it really, because the items are so bad that they would only basically sacrifice time, because going to the library is kind of out of the way. So the only thing they would get is, oh, he went for the item check but actually fell down. It's unfortunate. And actually Starlight is also gonna go for that item check, and it's just a pot roast. So if Stu just okay, he did go for it again. That's okay though. I mean, actually a pot roast, funnily enough, is kind of good for a randomizer, because if you get smacked about a bunch, it's pretty easy to get the low HP. So
First item to lift, apple. And a useless relic they really can't use right now, because they don't have the first relic to use it with.
Yeah, really, the wolf, both the wolf run relics are basically useless. They both decided to pick it up, but picking up both relics. So first of all, picking up, oh, they have this Zweigheimer, that's interesting. So that's a very interesting thing, because it's both a decent weapon, and in case they get gravity boots, it actually allows them to chain it, like any transformation. So that can unlock a lot of relic checks. So Satellite is actually gonna do the secret check on the bottom, which is a check that people usually don't do. And it's gonna give him a Zircon. I would say that's not worth it.
Yeah, 150 is not worth it when the first relic costs.
But he was a bit ahead, and 150 can potentially get him to that 500 mark. And actually Stu checked it as well. So far they're neck and neck with their item checks.
I think they're desperate for actual equipment right now.
Holy Sword can be helpful. Holy Sword, pretty quick, does decent damage.
It's a one-handed sword, so I can cancel it.
Yeah, I honestly would have probably just still used the Zweigheimer, but either or works. Let's see how they tackle Silver Gaibon if they're gonna do Tetra Spirit fight.
Wouldn't Holy Sword be good against Logo Gaibon, because most enemies in this game are weak to Holy?
Probably. I'm not sure actually how the Holy damage works. It probably just is good against Undead, I would say. But maybe Demon type as well. Good fight for Satellite. Almost a double kill. Oh, Stu did the older way of casting the Tetra Spirit, which is fine.
It gets the job done.
It really looks like this Zweigheimer is actually a better choice for high damage.
Well, that great sword drop that Satellite just got is gonna be complete trash.
It's a trash weapon in general. It's not even thrust sword. So it's just not useless.
Like a Jayhander, it's not like a Claymore. It has the two-handed property, but it also freezes you in place really hard. I learned that the other week. And I got killed.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weapons in this game that have a ton of recovery frames on their animations. So all the characters. Whoa. Wait, the Holy Sword has a special?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's like the Holy Rod, basically. Huh. Is it back forward?
I think so.
Interesting. Okay, he's jumping. That's a very good thing to do. When you're coming down here to check the relic, you can jump up to see what's up there. The thing that he didn't do though is peek to check what the relic was, but it didn't matter because it's Scarf Black. Actually neck and neck. Perfect
So
sync.
this route right now is pretty vanilla since they don't really have any sequence break relics, no bat, no double jump,
Yeah,
no
they're
wolf.
gonna be heading to Doppelganger.
Yep.
So here's another thing about the randomizer. Sometimes, depending on what relics people get and what items people get, it may actually even out the playing field, because some of the skills that come from experience and from speedrunning actually don't come into play. For example, the earlier someone gets bat, then that plays in it a lot, because wing smashing is a very important skill that comes into play in speedrunning, and generally speaking, the speedrunners are going to be better at chaining wing smashes and wing smash movement. But sometimes bats like the last relic you pick up in first castle. So it can be a little bit different. In fact, sometimes the casual players are a little bit more confident with their like jumps in places where the speedrunners maybe don't even go often. So hey, that's why we're seeing some of these upsets. It's a little bit of routing luck, a little bit of itemization, and then that's all you need.
I'm disappointed that none of the runners did the Claymore special to try to dive kick off the candle and get in the Coliseum early.
You can do that. It's actually a little bit tricky to do that. You need to dive kick really way later than you would think. It's different from a transformation, but
It's a possibility.
yes.
A stupid one, but it works.
Yeah. I think that if the clock is closed, you should actually not bother waiting for it to open. For example, if you get there before.
Yeah, because you're wasting a minute just sitting there waiting for it to open again. Whereas you can just head to the library from that point on and get 3 potential relics, maybe 4.
Good loops from both players. Oh, okay, Satellite dropped it a little bit, but picked it up again.
That Garnet's gonna help Stu out. You're gonna help both of them out to purchase whatever they want
Garnet's
to buy.
is a big deal. Garnet's is 5k gold, or dollars, I guess, in this game.
Whatever the currency in this game is, I forget.
Yeah, drag dollars.
We just know it. Drac bucks.
Drag bucks. There we go. Shout out to the Bank of Transylvania that uses American dollars. Oh, that's a bat. Okay, so we have a fairly early bat. So we're gonna see how that's gonna play into the seed. By the way, Stu has pretty low HP. And I've definitely died in this specific spot before by getting juggled from Medusa. But he actually checked that item in a pretty quick way. I should start doing that. I usually just go up and hit it, but that's way smarter what they did.
Summon Spirit, just check it. If not, it's not a good item. Don't bother jumping up, wasting time trying to fail the jump.
Absolutely.
I also do it down there right after Doppel. I just like find a weapon I can throw because the game usually gives you a throwable weapon, or just Hellfire it.
What I do is barely when I'm on the edge of the screen, I do a Summon Spirit and that can hit the jar. Oh, you're talking about after Doppel. I meant before Doppel and the lower gun. Oh my god, Steel is at 11 HP.
Jesus.
I'm not sure if he has saved. He has a pot roast and an elixir, so...
Use your item. Oh, he's going risky.
Okay, there we go. Oh, that was
He
so
decided
scary.
he wanted to stay in the tournament.
Yeah.
We
Because
question
those
some of
books
your
can, like, they'll definitely hit you.
You
I mean,
don't want
not
to be
in this
cursed with
relic.
low HP and you can't do anything.
Definitely. Merman statue,
Merman
so we're not... Wow, they're synced perfectly, dude. Yeah, he just took 10 damage, so he would have been at 1.
Alright.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
3 potential relics in library.
Uh,
On the Echo Bat. Now the
so
race is
what
who
relics
gets
do
the-
they have? I've been
They
slacking on
have
my...
Will of the Wolf, Bat, Echo Bat,
They have Echo?
and 1 Vlad relic.
Which one?
Heart.
Thank you. They both have the same stuff. Good.
Yeah.
I apologize.
They're about to have an extra 5150 in money.
Okay, so what are they buying? Library cards. Well, that's big. Alucard sword is expensive. Alucard
Stu's
shield
actually
is
starting to
400.
go-
Definitely should pick that up. Dragon helm for 12.
Stu's deciding to go to Lesser Demon first.
Does he have mist?
Why? I
though?
don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
Oh
miss.
my
so it's,
god, damage.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes,
Oh shit. Okay, he's alive. Barely.
sometimes you can come here for get money, but he already has money, so I'm not sure. Maybe he's confused that he has mist for some reason.
Well, here's the other thing. He really doesn't have double. Never mind.
He has back.
He found a free shield. Yeah. But he has an earlier Ring of Thanor.
He just made a mistake. I don't think it's gonna be too costly, but it definitely pulls the satellite ahead. Although later when Stu comes back, he's not gonna have to kill Lesser Demon.
So
So
it bounces
basically,
out, depending on what they do in the metagame.
yeah. I actually do go there sometimes when I'm low on money.
Well, yeah,
Because
you don't
it's-
want to farm on books, dude. That sucks.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of jars,
Rather
you have a chance at an item or a gem.
Let's see how Stu spends his money while Satellite's climbing out of the wall.
Hope he gets the Alucard shield. There we go. Helm's too expensive. Mystic Pendant, 4K. It's kind of not worth it, honestly. Okay, Satellite saves. Good decision. Can you shout out any relics that I miss? Fine.
No, all the relics we've all seen already
Yeah,
together.
just when they fit.
Oh yeah, of course.
Sometimes happen.
If you guys don't know, Talik's got like 5 screens up, so
So- Okay, good mana refill by Steel and HP. They even have the
Let's
almost
see.
the same HP. So Wolf,
like get the wolf
Satellite.
relic.
he decided to pick it up.
It's pretty useless at this point in the game since they got that,
Yeah,
but it does.
he did
help
get the
save like
Skill of Wolf
a
or
second.
Power Wolf. Not sure which one.
one of those two. Ooh, Satellite gets the Alucard sword as a fixed item.
And a
So
Mana
he does
Prism.
not have a thing called the
Mana Prism
OP.
is really juicy in Randomizer. Mana Prisms and Library cards. Those are the golden items. And he's deciding to continue on to keep from here. So we're gonna see if Stu decides to come back down and go to Castle Entrance, which is I think the other common choice. It really depends. I think with Bat, a lot of players would actually choose to go to Castle Entrance now instead of going through the clock tower, but it's basically a 50-50 because both places will have relic checks. The benefit of going to Castle Entrance would be that you're going to be able to, from Alchemy Lab, go back, then go check Coliseum, Aurochs, and then go up and check Keep as well. Is that a benefit? Not necessarily, it's just a different choice of routing.
Usually I take that like kind of route, go through the keep and then warp to the entrance.
It's a more standard
Just
route
right
that we're
there.
kind of used to. Okay, Stu is gonna get the yellow card sword as well. Actually, forget to do that checks every time. 2 ones at the bottom. It's my imprisonment.
So
Looks
they
like
both
he's
have the
gonna
same
also
loadout.
build a clock tower.
That Alucard sword's gonna carry them out pretty
You
much.
can pretty much kill Dracula with it, so they
Yeah,
don't
but
need to be
I
too
haven't seen a
concerned.
runner actually use the Alucard sword to kill Drac in so long. Especially when I believe there was a purple blade in the shop.
Yeah. Oh, there was in the seed? They'll definitely be picking that up later.
Yeah,
Let's
especially
see
when they
what
got
the
a library.
items up in the keep are. Elixir. So far, that's the only good thing.
Nope.
Oh, Luminous. Life max up and burn. Those are really good pickups there. Luminous doesn't
Just
really
another
matter
5K,
since they
yeah.
have the Alucard sword. Some relic checks. They're still really close to each other. Very impressive.
Let's see
Skill
what
of
this relic
Wolf.
coming up.
He has all the wolf relics now.
He
So
can milk in a
that
wolf.
makes it at least somewhat useful that he picked up all 3 wolf relics. But if you do that, keep in mind that you wasted 9 seconds to pick all 3 relics up. So you better use them.
You better find a spot to use them.
Yeah, and that's
There's
the
a good
thing.
amount of spots.
In order for a wolf run, even with all the relics, to end up being faster than Wing
Ooh.
Smashy, you
Yeah,
need
like
quite a
that.
long room. Yeah, that's an unfortunate bonk, but he can come back from here. Come back up.
And Satellite's at 2 Vlad relics now.
Yeah, he has the Eye of Vlad now. Oop.
Let's see how good he is at playing dodgeball or killing things.
Yeah, the flying chickens are not very fun. Feel good. And the tooth. So they already have 3 Vlad relics. This may end up being a seed with higher than
And he found
usual
the dragon
count
helm.
of Vlad relics in the first castle, which is 3. That's the average.
Dragon Helm's gonna help a lot too.
I'm gonna assume that Steel's
Save
gonna
the
get
money
it.
at the shop. We'll see. Yep, he's gonna
Dragon Helm. That's actually... Did the satellite pick it up?
Yes.
Okay, good. Dragon Helm is actually a gigantic item. Like, a lot of people don't actually understand what it does, but it's almost as powerful as having a Ring of Varda. It adds a
It
ridiculous
scares your
amount to your
enemies.
attack.
Scares your enemies, lowers defense, increases your attack. It's pretty unfair.
Yeah.
So you see Satellite going through that route. We were talking about the more traditional route of going through Keep and now going through the Alchemy Lab.
He chooses to not save split and check the castle entrance relic, so I'm guessing he's gonna do that one when he goes down to caverns.
He has the mana prism to abuse it.
Yeah.
Because doing the caverns and then going to the entrance is pretty bad. Especially if the relic is trash.
Yes, you can
'Cause it
do
wastes
some
so
safe
much mana
split
just trying to
shenanigans
fly.
there too. For example, breaking the pots there is a little painful for the frame rate of the game.
Oh man, will he do Watermelon Cloak?
When you do the safe split
Dude,
for the holy symbol, you can actually use the same safe split in case both the merman statue check and the castle entrance check end up being bad. So you can kind of salvage it, but it's way out of the way. And oftentimes you don't have mana to do that. So that's one other reason why I like going there from castle entrance warp, because you can save split immediately, then use all of your mana for wing smashes, and then load back. Spirit Orb is not going to be useful.
Yep.
Steel has the Power of Mist now as well. That's power, right?
That is power of mist, but they still don't have regular mist yet, so it's still a useful item to them.
Indeed.
Relic. So right
Oh,
now they're just
someone
playing
got
hide and seek
Joseph's
for
cloak?
keeping. Yes, dude did. I
Chat.
kind of admit
Go ahead.
his color scheme is pretty good.
Yeah.
He's got some style.
It's a little bit purple rain. Chat. Should I add this feature to the auto tracker of saving your Joseph's cloak color in case you pick it up so it automatically changes to your preference?
You know, majority of the runners are just gonna put it as a watermelon cloak.
Yeah, but you don't need to go in your menu and select it every time. That's cheating. Well, the word of God has descended.
Alucard doesn't believe in God.
I don't know, Dracula seems to. Oof,
Okay,
holy
just because
symbol.
there's a chapel in the house, okay?
So the holy symbol, he actually can use that, because later when he goes down to do the... That was not Marcel, right?
No,
That was the firebrand.
firebrand.
Yeah. Oh, perfect
The garbage.
opening of the statue, perfect timing. He can actually use the holy symbol later when he goes down to do the holy symbol location check, because he doesn't need to worry about water damage.
Yeah, you can just backdash through all of it and you'll still be faster than the ferryman. And you could also do the item checks that are below.
Yeah, true. He also picked up the holy symbol. Three item checks
Decided not to
before
check
Coliseum.
items like that. Vanilla Mist, maybe?
That would be cool.
I mean, they both have Alucard sword, man. It's
Oh,
just gonna look like
actually,
that speedrun
it's
to us.
actually Jewel of Open.
Oh, that's a better.
Oh, wait a minute. They have Merman statue, right?
I believe so. It was
Or
the
am I
first relic.
mixing up the...
I believe they have Merman statue because it was the first
I
relic.
thought they did.
I lost track.
Chat, can you
We'll
help
see
us
what
out,
they do.
Lower? I thought they got Merman statue, but I may be thinking of the other... No, I definitely commented on that. So they have it. Not oh well. So now they will have both Merman statue and the Jewel of Open, which will help them. Because they don't have to be concerned with worst case scenario stuff. And when they go down to caverns, they will just be able to do all the checks at once. Satellite went for a Petrol Spirit at the start. It's kind of suboptimal. I guess he doesn't know the 80% strat to kill him. She for some reason did the opposite order. But still got him.
They're just seconds apart now. It's crazy.
Yeah, very, very close. So I will actually want to observe Satellite a little bit and pay attention to his wing smashing. Okay, he's not gonna get the shortcut. Stu is also not gonna get the shortcut. I'm actually very
No, they
surprised.
both got the shortcut already.
Oh, did they? Okay, that's me.
Yeah,
not
they
paying
did before they
attention.
entered the Nino Werewolf.
Okay, good. I want to pay attention to Satellite's wing smashing and see how well he does with the chaining. Because again, Stu is pretty experienced, so he's gonna have at least basic IWS pretty well down.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, the puppet
You
sword.
take this quick lead for that bonk.
Yes. Yeah, and look at that chain. Let's compare now. I mean, he's doing pretty well. Did a couple chain smashes there. Stu decided to not go up the Aurochs. So I guess he's gonna keep that for when he goes to get Silver Ring. so now we have route divergence again.
Yep, this is gonna be where the big boy play comes in.
Yeah. This may be worth it for Stu in case he gets gravity boots down in the caverns, because I'm guessing he's gonna go down and do the cavern stuff now.
I'm surprised Satellite didn't pick up that ruby circlet to cheese out, you know, Orox and Cerberus.
At this point he doesn't really need to worry about enemies that much.
No, but the strat I like to use is take that ruby circuit with me down to the catacombs, so that way you just pass through all those gremlin fires.
Oh,
and
you're
you
right.
still get healed. That's
the
a
most,
strat I
one
like
of the
to
most
use.
annoying enemies in the game.
Yep, you do not want to get juggled by that thing. It sucks.
Definitely.
So if I see ruby circlet anytime early, I'll just take it. Even though I know I got like Dragon Helm, which I know is a better defense, but to pass through things for free is much bigger of a time saver.
Yeah, but you sacrifice so much damage for taking out the Dragon Helm. So I'm not sure about that.
Well, you're only using it just for those areas. You're not using it to actually fight the boss.
But then you're menuing twice just to do that. Just, you know, wing smash well and don't get
Literally
hit.
2-second menu
I don't know.
if you're good. There we go.
No
Satellite
one,
kills
no one is
Orox.
good by not trying. What I like to see. Okay, Stu is foregoing some item checks here. He didn't check that one vase in the first room. He's gonna look at these though. Oh, that's...
Got money or that Alucard mail?
He didn't take it.
What is it?
I was gonna take bets for, is it Alucard or Alucard? Do they have any armor? I think they have mirror cures.
They have the Fury plate, I believe.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's an attack booster armor.
Sorry, we have Canadian people, I should pronounce it correctly. Cuirass.
What?
It's a
Cuirass?
French word for breastplate.
Oh,
That's
I
what it
see.
means. With Zoe for Satellite, not really gonna be useful anymore. I don't think. I guess he can get some parts, but he doesn't have a subway. He could find one potentially. There we go, dagger. Now you can tickle enemies for free.
He's gonna start shooting at frogs.
Well,
So it looks like
not
Stu
really
might have
useful
a
for
good.
frogs because you need to be crouched to hit them.
So I think Stu's gonna have the winning route right now.
Stu didn't do the save split though. It's confusing to me.
I don't ever do it.
That was the original save split. Wow, reverse cloak and Joseph's cloak. It's definitely
Nice.
worth it to do the save split, at least here. In both castles. The equivalent
Yeah,
location.
'cause this section's just stupidly long, and especially in second castle, this area by itself is a pain to actually do movement in.
Yeah. You basically need a perfect IWS chain.
And how many runners are actually capable of that? Maybe like 3.
I mean, many people could do it, but it's like, depends on if your day is good or not. No one will be able to do it perfectly every time, especially on PlayStation. On Xbox, I can see people being consistent at it. On PlayStation, no.
I've only done it ever once, and it happened to be on the PlayStation version on me playing Randomizer. Of all the times, it had to be a rando and not a run.
There's good with all mana there.
He's got it.
Unfortunate that they still don't have either Gravity Boots or Leaf Stone. That provides you so much utility with your movement. And efficiency too, because when you have Leaf Stone, the ability to dive back, which is doing a dive kick into a bat, is very mana efficient to do that because you get a lot of speed and a lot of distance. And then you can wing smash, and that gets you pretty far very quickly for a very low mana cost. Basically just 9 mana. The Wing Smash and a little bit for transforming. Stu did not pick up that gem. I guess he doesn't think that Bulky picked up that. He's not valuing the shop very much, I guess.
We got enough for Vorpal Blade now, I believe. He's got 2 garnets.
I guess they're never gonna be going back in time for the library card to be a factor. They also still need to check Castle Entrance Relic. Let's see what that armor is.
Olrox.
And it's auto card. So Stu was actually correct to not pick it up. Fire of Bat. How you can make your bat glow. That's about as useful as that is.
Even the bat likes to go Super Saiyan and shoot stuff out of his mouth.
Mother!
But back to that bat kick talk. Just to give you guys a reference, you know those CD rooms after they go to a new area? One bat kick clears that whole area.
Yes.
The room that Stu just left.
And it basically clears the room before a single mana tick for the bat transformation. I'm pretty sure. So it costs you nothing. And it's basically the fastest way to do the loading. And by basically, I mean actually the fastest way. So it's very, very efficient. Now people are talking about the slaughterhouse of the lower bracket. Yeah, all these upsets mean that the lower bracket is gonna be a rough place. Ooh, so see, that's rough. Because that was a useless relic. And here's the thing. If he had Say Split at for the Holy Symbol check, he could have used the Say Split twice. To come back after it was useless and to come back after here, because all the relics down in the caverns were useless. So now he is going to be heading down to Abandoned Mine. Satellite is pretty much right on his tail, because we need to remember that he went up the hole. Even though I wasn't paying attention to what actually happened up there. Did
He didn't get anything useful. Yes, he did, and it wasn't anything useful.
Okay.
So if I'm remembering correctly, their Glad Count relics are still 3?
Yes, they are. Eye, Heart, and Tooth. And it's most likely that that's gonna be all the Drac relics I get in the first castle. That's usually the... Okay, so Satellite is gonna be doing the Say Splits. So there's a potential that he's gonna catch up, and well, not catch up, he's gonna surpass Ssbstew very soon, because if he goes and checks both relics and thinks of doing the Say Split reload, he's gonna be saving at least a few minutes over the way Ssbstew did it. And yeah, I don't know if I said this, but Ssbstew is definitely the person I thought would win this race. So Satellite is the underdog, and it's kind of looking like he's like ahead right now, if things go well. So this tournament's everyone's prediction brackets gone.
Is the March Madness of Randomizer.
Yeah.
I don't joke when I say that. Just by looking at my Twitter feed, it says enough.
Yeah, if he thinks the Save Split after going to the Castle Entrance Relic, that's gonna be a gigantic win. Oh, Stu finally found the mist. So it was in the
out of all those possible relics, because that was the last relic check he needed, second to last. That we know, since we know the Olrox relics are useless, Mist is in that location. Because Mist, Bat, Echo of Bat are all mandatorily in first castle.
Yes. Just got another Mana Prism. Yeah, that's very juicy. And they also will have Mist and Power of Mist when they check the Spike Room, which is very good because you can both go for... Did Satellite go to Merman statue first, and then here? I hope so.
Yes, he went to the right first.
Okay, good. That's the plan.
Because if you go left first, that's pretty bad. Ooh, Stew's going for... going for blind.
I think he didn't think to save split here, which is unfortunate. Yeah, Stew just used
But it's
power
fine.
mist.
Yeah, he had a
that they
bad
can
fight.
risk the blind strat and then just salvage it with power mist. It's a very safe thing to do. So unfortunately, Satellite didn't actually use all of the advantage that he could have had, but he still did one save split. Oh, apparently
making
he
up
has
a lot
not
of
checked
time.
Merman statue, so he can still do that. I think checking Merman statue first is definitely a little bit more efficient, because you can manage your mana a little bit differently.
Stew's
still-
using his library card, which is not a big deal. They're cheap. He's got money. He could buy another one.
Yeah. Oh, he had a library card. That's very good. So he can use an all library card at the Holy Glasses.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure he's going back in the shop to do that right now. See? He's gonna sell out the rest of his gems, get his weapon, buy a library card.
Let's see if he can get anything else juicy. It looks like Satellite is not gonna be going for the assist here.
Yeah, fourth blade. And it looks like Stew is not buying another library card for after getting holy glasses.
Maybe he didn't see it.
He saw it because he bought the first one.
Well, okay, now he can go
Stew
and get
may
that relic.
lose that. You may lose this race because of that time.
True, but Satellite also didn't do the save split, and now he has to fly all the way up the waterfall. So they both made a little bit of a mistake right here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Get prepared for your upset, kid.
Yeah, you need to remember that Satellite has done all rocks, so they may still be exactly even.
Yep. Stew still has 2 relics to check.
Honestly,
The Olrock's relics.
it's gonna really matter if Stu gets messed up by the clock after he gets holy glasses. That might make a big difference, and of course, if Satellites decides to get a library card or not. Oh, sorry.
I think Satellite bought 2 actually.
Let me just do
on
this
this
real
first
quick.
trip.
Oh no, actually, I can't do it. I don't know. You know what? Damn, I wish I had another monitor just to do something.
Yep, Stew is completely foregoing the library card strat in case he gets locked out of the clock room. We'll see. Stew is just gonna go end Orox's life with this Vorpal Blade, by the way. Satellite's coming up on list. This is why I like that Ruby Circle strat, especially in that little cramped hallway. The gremlins can still damage you, but their flames cannot at that point with the Ruby Circlet.
Yeah. Sorry, my mouse pointer got out of control a little bit there. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I don't even have chat open, so I'm pretty sure I'm missing on some good stuff.
Some dankness. Okay, so now Stew is gonna have to check all rocks.
And he's got Vorpal Blade. He's gonna destroy him.
Yeah, oh, so yeah, that's another benefit of him checking it in the same. But the problem is he doesn't have gravity boots, so it really I don't know, because he had to go all the way to the teleporter, then back, then all the way here again. I'm not sure if it will end up costing him time or not.
Let's see. The library
Another
card
benefit-
teleported, that is 2 teleports because it goes to keep and then the central.
Here's the thing though, he's gonna be able to immediately go and get Silver Ring, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna be quite a bit ahead because Satellite is still, he's right now teleporting. So out of library, he's gonna buy some stuff, and I'm guessing he's gonna take the warp to Castle Keep and go to Silver Ring from
pretty
there.
sure
But they're
he's
still really close to each other.
He's gonna do a lesser demon check. Because he
Oh,
just
yeah,
got the
that's
miss.
You're right.
I'm into
So he's actually quite a bit behind at this point. I thought they were closer to each other, but Stu kind of caught up with his wing smashing. Wing smashing really does make a gigantic difference, both in randomizer and in speedruns.
You want a sub 1 hour randomizer? Learn how to wing smash.
Pretty much. Because really, what a good seed is, a big part of that is getting bad soon, or early on in the race, in the seed.
Get that early on and
And you
somehow
need to
get
be able to actually utilize it, yeah.
finite amounts of mana prisms.
I'm not sure if he has 2 Vorpal Blades. Am I missing
He
any
only bought
relics?
one, he only had
I don't
nothing.
think so.
He only had 10 Gs, just enough for one.
One is enough. You can mash it out.
Yeah.
And if Vlad takes an extra cycle, then that's okay.
Satellite not opting to get Fart Cloud.
Also, he did not have enough library cards to also warp back after that. That could have been useful as well. Although he can now just take the mana refill and just go from here. So I guess it's better than doing the library card.
I'll still go back to the library and buy another one if you don't have one.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to go all the way around. See, that's the problem of the speedrunning mindset. We're so used to having infinite mana prisms that sometimes we kind of miss some stuff. Or you can very easily autopilot out of a warp or library card and kind of
That is very true.
go the incorrect way for a little bit before realizing where you need to actually go.
Stu's about to go get his holy glasses.
Yeah. Okay, so Stu is a couple of minutes ahead at this point. The
least
satellite
3.
needs to get Silver Ring. But again, keep in mind that Stu does not have a library card, so he may actually get stuck for all the way up to a minute. Wow, he keeps his shield on his right hand. That's weird. Interesting.
I saw him backdashing with the Vorpal Blade. I didn't check his menu loadout, how he actually flipped it.
Actually, accidentally. Wait, where? Oh, he decided to go through the Aurochs warp to get the Silver Ring. In my opinion, that's slower. Because if you go from Castle Keep and you have that, then it's a straight line, so you just do a bunch of wing smashes in a line to get there.
I think it's only faster to go through the Coliseum if you have gravity boots, because gravity boots cover so much distance, and it's only like 1 room up, 1 or 2 rooms up from that area, while you're still flying straight 2 rooms.
But you also need to go through the Coliseum, which is 2 loading zones.
But they got missed, which is fine.
Yeah.
So they'll just go through that gate, fly straight through, and
Okay, very
And then-
important. Stu did not get screwed over by the clock room. So he's gonna be going straight to Richter now.
he is a lucky man. Alright, chat. Place your bets. Where are the last 2 relics at? in the second castle.
Yeah, Satellite can very easily come back in this with either if he makes a gamble or if Stu just decides to make a gamble himself and it doesn't pay off. So the vote from chat is creature death, which would be almost worst case scenario. I'm disappointed in your chat. You should have said creature Gallum, obviously.
Always say creature Galamoth. That way you get to see more content. And of course, you get to watch the players suffer in internal agony.
I mean, in this seed, they should be pretty fine. Right?
They got the weaponry. They
Although
got
the big
decent
thing
armor.
is they don't have gravity boots, so that's gonna be pretty annoying to maneuver in the second castle.
The second
Gravity
castle
boots are
route is
pretty cool to
dark.
have in the first castle, but you really want gravity boots for the second castle.
There's so many vertical climbs you need to do in second castle that it's stupid.
Definitely.
Because either you're just gonna get barraged by the Cloak Knights in the Clock Tower, or two, you're just gonna take forever trying to get to the Force of Echo check.
So Stu did the double spell kill for Shaft Orb. That's the optimal way to do it, but it costs mana. So it's a little bit of a trade-off.
They don't even have double jump, so you can't even double jump and Vorpal Blade that orb earlier.
I mean,
Yeah. And Stu's flying through second castle now.
yep. Let's see the route he decides to take. That unfortunately is a crazy thing to happen where you accidentally exit the red door. It feels awful, but it can happen to anyone. So the Vorpal Blade, funnily enough, it actually doesn't do that much damage. But since you can attack so quickly with it, it still ends up being a very good weapon. First Relic is just a fairy card, so he's still gonna be on the lookout. He's gonna go the preferred route of going to Medusa now.
No one wants to go to that other route where you need gravity boots.
Yeah, definitely. Especially without gravity boots, going through Clock Tower is just a bad time.
Technically, he could do it with the Power of Mist. He has that. He'll be damageless, and plus he also has Gas Cloud to damage them and kill everything on his way. Still hell slow.
Yeah, for anyone that's watched all bosses or ABRSR speedruns of this game and is kind of confused by why this route would be better, the reason is because here we're playing with odds. They don't need to kill all the bosses, so they would like to avoid killing all the bosses if possible. So the reason why this route is better is because you go through the most the most relic checks in the most dense way possible while being quick about it, and you're making safety decisions that will basically make you available to do all the checks quickly anyway. So they're going to be taking a warp, which they can use to go back and check creature last. But creature is so out of the way that it ends up being the relic that is kind of the risky one because you leave it for last. Unless someone decides that they go there earlier than that to check it. So still is pretty low in mana, so he's gonna use one of his mana prisms. It's a good choice.
He'll probably use both of them right in this hallway. One right before and one right after Aqueduct.
Ring of Ares. Actually, he should have probably taken it because Vorpal Blade again is kind of low damage, and Ring of Ares could have helped for Dracula and chat.
I don't think he wants it, to be honest, because he really doesn't have that good of an armor set.
That is true as well.
So, like I said, like we've been saying, whatever you loadout you decide to choose, just make sure you can survive with it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Stu has a leap stone.
I've seen a lot of new runners try to beat the game with 2 Ring of Aries on, and that does not end well for them.
Yeah. Oh, new and veteran runners. Like, don't get me wrong, experience matters, but
We've
I
all
know
messed
from
up.
personal experience that I die very often in the casual races we've been doing on the Discord. By the way, shout out to the SOTN community Discord, the Long Library, and shout out to the speedrunning community. Find us at speedrun.com/SOTN. I know there are a lot of links there. We've been coordinating the tournament in the Discord.
This is a community ran event.
Yeah, I mean this is a MASH initiative. You know, we've been trying to help out with stuff, but clearly he's the person that organized this.
So we're talking about MASH, that means I get to talk crap about him now. Where is your submitted run, MASH?
That's a very good point. That's actually that's not even a trash talk. It's just a fact. Also, just a quick little plug: the SOTN speedrunning. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do that. Watch some runs if you're interested. We have plenty of resources for people to learn the game. We have plenty of people in the Discord and in Twitch that can help out new people. Definitely encourage people to check it out. We have many different categories and characters, so the game is very, very diverse. So there's pretty much something for everyone. Well, there's no like survival horror, but like a lot of platforming stuff we can provide.
I still need to play through a Maria run.
It's pretty fun. It's actually really easy to get into. Am I missing any relics?
No, not yet.
Actually, why don't you just go over to ROM or mouse and just do a Maria run on console?
Because ROM is now very, very far away from me.
But yeah, but I mean, eventually.
We will decide on that probably next year.
Okay.
Or this upcoming year, actually.
Let's see if Stu does the save split here. It's actually going to be a very crucial save split. So here's the thing, because they have both leftover
I'm surprised you didn't
relics.
just do the save split on the top.
Yeah. You do the save split here, and he will probably. In this situation, one of the relics is definitely going to be here, in this cluster of relic checks. So there's going to be no situation where he can use the same save split twice, because at least one of the relics is going to be either at Force of Echo or at Death or Galamoth. So if I were me, and this next relic was a Dracula relic, what I would do is I would save again. Because in case both Death and Galamoth don't end up being the last relic. So yeah, which is what's happening right now. In case Death and Dracula are not Death and Galamoth are not the last relic, you can just warp back here with a save split and go to Preacher.
Oh, bone. Stu got the tasty rib. Marinated with the finest Transylvania herbs and spices. Yeah, this is the area that sucks to do in the second castle. No one likes doing this area, period.
I mean, I guess you're factually wrong, because I like doing this area.
You like terrible
Well,
things.
okay. Let me rephrase. I like doing this area if I have gravity boots. Like, if Death has gravity boots, then I'm fine with it. But
Okay.
otherwise, yeah, I agree with you. Satellite's having mana issues. I'm not sure if he used the save. It doesn't look like he did. Just
I don't think
before
so.
the spike room. Yeah, I think that's a very valuable save room there because...
But he should still have another mana prism to use in case he needs it.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
think he used both of his yet.
Because some of the stretches in the game are more dense with save rooms than others. So from here, the next save room is a long way because it's gonna be all the way inside of the caverns, the inverted caverns. Okay, let's see what the death relic is. Oh, nice whiff punish. Yeah, from Stew. Dodge that giant swing. And that's gonna be the last red relic. So I'm guessing he's gonna be using the warp now. So no risks taken in second castle from either player, and the statistically superior route kind of won the day, I guess. It's definitely still possible for Stu to lose this, but he's basically near the end of the game and almost surely has the victory. But if he gets wiped by a Guardian for some reason, or the Azaghal, or Dracula slaps him around a couple too many times, it's still dangerous. Like he gets hit by this Cthulhu here.
I died to the Cthulhu last week.
What's the actual name
The
of that
skull
monster?
dancer hit me.
Because it looks like a Cthulhu, but it's not actually that.
It's Cthulhu.
Is it? No, because the other one
It's
is Cthulhu.
Cthulhu or Malachi.
Oh, okay. By the way, Satellite has really, really low HP. So I'm scared because any attack from these Nova Skeletons will kill him. Okay, he's
I
fine.
think he might have equipped the Ring of Ares.
Malachi,
maybe.
thank you, Mouse.
That's Malachi.
Oh yeah, I think he did equip the Ring of Ares. I hope he does the save split here. Oh wow, another Vorpal Blade just hidden in plain sight. It's funny.
I don't remember if Stu picked that one up.
I don't think so. That's a check I usually don't do because it's a little bit uncomfortable, but
Also because they already have a weapon.
exactly.
quote, to equip.
Wow, doing this without guarded boots is actually the worst. Look at this. It's taking forever.
If you want to do this every single time, kids, you can just make yourself an agony seed.
So I guess Gravity Boots is either at Galamoth or at Creature. That's pretty unfortunate. Although at least they got Leafstone. Leafstone is, in my opinion, one of the most fun relics in combination with the bat.
You gotta show them the front slide swag.
Well, not just for front slide and stuff like that, just for movement, it feels very mobile. The Satellite, okay, I'm seeing his HP, so he must have saved or save split.
You just saved, yeah. Oops, so you just killed Shaft. Let's hope he doesn't get juggled.
Let's hope I set up my splits properly. Not the drag. Let's see how many phases it's gonna take. This depends on how well he mashes. Oh god, please don't get 15 minutes.
There's a duplicator on the floor that we missed.
Really?
That's Satellite just picked up in the caverns during the Force of Echo.
Guess all of us missed it because I don't think Stu has it either.
Stu didn't pick it up for sure.
Okay, I really hope he heals. He like soul steals or something. He's 2 hits out of. He's staying in the danger zone.
It's at least a 2-cycle fight with a single Vorpal. Maybe 3
And
if
time
he
for
did
Stu.
not equip the ring.
Good game indeed. Still a good race though, because Satellite is not that far behind. He's about to get his last red relic in a bit. He chooses to use the power of miss here, which is a good decision. All of these enemies can pretty much kill you in 4 hits at most.
Yeah, you don't mess with Blue Venus Weed. I've died more to a Blue Venus Weed than a Rock Knight.
Yeah. Because they like juggle you with the spikes.
They juggle you with the aerial spike and then they hit you one from the floor. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's all that bears.
Do they have any throwable stuff or anything? Oh, they have mana prisms. If he kept one.
I think he has a Flame Star?
Gangstar is pretty good too.
Definitely
Did way more damage to Death, by the way, because of that Ring of Ares. Death died way quicker. And he also has the last Light Relic. He's actually not going to be taking the teleporter though. He's going to choose to
backtrack
go
all the way.
yeah, going back, which is definitely slower. But maybe he wasn't sure. Oh. Is he stream sniping? Okay, he's gonna take the teleporter now, it looks like. Which I hope he got the actual warp room.
I didn't see if he did.
Guess we're about to find out.
I hope so. Otherwise he has the warp room right in the beginning of the game.
Does he? Because usually you wouldn't take that one with this route. Okay, he did get this.
Sweet.
Oh god. The diving skeletons.
Yeah, skeleton dancers are.
Oh, I totally
They are the
got
first.
to do
They are the
something.
second skeleton to ever kill me in this game.
I think Mash stepped in and helped out a little bit. Mash. He's gonna use double Vorpal. Let's see.
Double Vorpal, unlimited food. He's good. It's impossible to die.
Duplicator is a double-edged sword.
But I'm pretty sure he has enough. He has an elixir.
Yeah, okay, then he really shouldn't.
Like, even if he gets juggled to the corner, he just misses out and stay there until next phase. He's still safe.
I mean, you can get... Dracula can sometimes mix you up and surprise you, and it only takes a few hits. Like, Shaft is doing 40, so Jack is probably going to be hitting for a 60. Shaft is down. This is still... This was a really close race. After this, I'm gonna bring them in. Gonna discuss some of the decisions they made during the race. That elixir is doing work. This is gonna be
When in
a
doubt.
two phase.
Starts off with Tetra Spirit.
And time for
You're
it.
done?
Go back whence you came. Trouble the
GG.
soul of my mother no more.
Well played by both players.
How? How is it that I've been so defeated? You have been doomed
So
ever
how
since
crazy
you
is this
lost
losers
the
bracket
ability
now?
to love.
That's gonna be interesting.
For what profit
I mean,
is it to
it's
a
not that
man
like I
if he
expected Ssbstew to
gains the
win, so
world
this is
and
I guess the
loses
first
his own
non-upset.
soul?
But Satellite is
1626
going to play pretty well, so he's also going to be a killer in the lower bracket.
Tell me,
Like no one is getting off
What-
easily in this
what
tournament.
were
Really.
Lisa's last words?
Well,
No
as
one has
was
she
shown
said,
by the first
"Do
two
not hate
matches.
humans. If you cannot
So,
live with them,
this
then
is
at
gonna be
least
very
do them no
interesting.
harm. For there
Okay,
is
playing
always
tomorrow?
a hard lot.
Say
She
what?
also said to tell you
Who's playing
that
tomorrow?
she would love you for all of
I'm-
eternity.
So let me check the
Please.
schedule.
Forgive me. Farewell, my son.
So tomorrow, well after like 10 hours or something, Ben versus Palmy. And me and Mash are gonna be commentating, so that's gonna be something that people need to watch.
That will
Ben-
be a crazy match for sure.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, let's
It's
bring
either
it
it's
in.
gonna go as expected or it's gonna be the biggest upset in the world.
That'll be ridiculous. I'll lose my shit if that happens.
You heard it
Let's
here,
bring it in.
folks.
Hang on.
Hello?
Yo, what's up,
Hello?
dudes? GG, very nice
what's up,
race by
dudes?
both of you. GG, very nice
Thank
race
you.
by both. Quick
Thank you.
thoughts on how the route went for both of you. I guess Stu go first. Also, congratulations.
Stu go
on,
first.
winning.
Also, congratulations.
on,
Thank
uh,
you.
winning.
Well,
Thank
I think
you.
a big part of the win was choosing the
was,
color for Joseph's cloak. I felt
Very
like
good
the,
execution there.
I felt
Very
like the
good
yellow
execution
and the green
The
is
yellow
really
and the
my
green-
motif. I really wanted to get that in there. But I randomly found that Alucard sword in Clock Tower. Now that was silly. I just fell down there and there was an Alucard sword in front of me.
Nice.
But
Yeah, I think both of you found that.
Oh, we did. He did. Cool.
I went intentionally looking for that.
But yeah, I got to do what I like to do, which is go to Outer Wall, do library, go to keep, do keep, teleporter to entrance, and then grab the relics on my way to Olrox's quarters, open up the arena at that point, like that sort of route. That was all. I practiced that route a lot. That's just my preferred route, and it works out a lot of times.
So you were just basically on autopilot mode, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like an established route that I try to run every time because the way that it is as long as I get a movement relic by the time I reach keep, and as long like I can use double jump or wolf to get to keep, but I don't want to use wolf to get to keep. But as long as I have at least double jump, I can get to keep easily, and then I'll just take that teleporter to the entrance, and hopefully by then I have a flight.
One interesting thing that happened in this seed that neither of you actually decided to use was you got a Zweihander that can actually get you to Coliseum early with a dive kick.
Oh, you can dive kick after.
Yes, you can.
I forgot about
I
that.
see.
I assumed that you guys forgot or you didn't know about it, but
Don't
yeah, you
worry.
can. It's actually kind
I
of
ripped you
tricky to
guys a new
do.
butthole. I ripped you guys a butthole over the stream about it, so no worries.
Thanks, I think.
I still don't
Satellite,
regret my routing.
How do you feel
decision,
about your run length?
I was
Ah,
half. Oh, I'm
feels
sorry. It's his turn. Sorry.
It feels like an average run for me, honestly. I tried doing some new things I didn't do before, so I'm not sure that hindered me at all, but for the most part, I feel like I took a route I would have normally took.
Satellite, how did you like that duplicator you found on the floor?
Oh my god. A little bit too much. Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, I am switching to Bat Dash the whole time, which I'm, as you could see, I'm very inconsistent at.
So the one thing that I noticed in both of your guys' runs, and I want to ask you about it. So, Stu, first of all, why did you not save split for the holy symbol check?
I don't split. I don't save split. I just don't like to.
You don't like to? Okay.
Yeah.
Because you could have saved quite a ridiculous amount of time for save splitting there, because both the holy symbol check and the other two relics in the castle entrance and the merman statue were useless. So I guess the satellite, you did use the save split for the holy symbol check, but then you, I guess, forgot to do it again after a merman statue. And you had to fly with bat up the
full
the
confession, this is the first run I've ever used a save split in, so
You still did use it in a couple of locations pretty well, so that was still very worth it. And actually, the one big route divergence in both of you was that Satellite, you checked Aurochs first, and Stu kept it for when he went to get Silver Ring. And that ended up not really mattering, but it was kind of an interesting divergence.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's a part of my, like I said, one of my designated route choices is I always save Olrax's quarters until I'm ready to get Silver Ring.
At that point, I was just trying to get everything done before going into underground caverns in case Mist was in there.
Yeah, and
But I guess it
turned
wouldn't
out to be
matter
an
because I had the
interesting
library card.
race when it comes to relics. Because you
Yeah,
did
no
not have
gravity
either
boots.
Leapstone or Gravity Boots in the first castle.
Mm-hmm. I'm used to that by now.
I had to modify my movement a lot in the second castle because of that, like, just completely threw out a lot of my muscle memory.
Yeah. It's not fun.
Yeah, it is fun, actually. For me, it's fun, at least. It's just
Okay.
more challenging.
It's different for sure. Did you
Yeah,
guys
but I
feel like in danger of losing a lot of time or dying at any point during the race?
Not really. I mean, there was a brief moment in the hallway next to Clock Tower and Inverted with the Guardians, but just missed out of there. Actually, also with the blue Venus Weeds. Yeah, I kind of missed my way through there. Take my time.
Yeah, that was a good choice in my opinion.
Yeah. But those blue Venus weeds are really deadly and they can juggle you easily.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
For me, it was right at the beginning. I was at like 40 health going into the doppelganger, but I just decided to man up and do it. And the same thing, like when I was going further up the tower, like as soon as I saw Soul of Bat, I was like, I want to Soul Steal, but I don't feel like it's a good use of my mana because if I'm about to get Bat, I want to use all my mana on going fast. So I decided to use an elixir instead.
Yeah, you guys also had that hot roast from the check near death at the beginning of the game. Actually, both of you went for that, which surprised us a little bit.
I figure it's quick enough.
You're talking about the item that's right near death that you have to fall down for?
The
that I fell
the
down
fall
for
check,
twice.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell down for that twice, but I just feel like
Go ahead.
I just feel like that early in the game, like going out of your way a little bit to get an extra item check is worthwhile, just because whatever item you get will make you go fast for the entire run.
That is true.
I admit I was strongly tempted to open the demon card room, but decided to just keep going.
Oh god, yeah, the demon Oh, a switch. You have to wait for him to explain that he's gonna press a switch. Ugh.
And how many
Sometimes I
items
wonder
are
if
in
having,
there?
like, 7.
3 or 4?
There's a lot more than that.
I think it's either 6 or 8, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, but I think most of them are
Items.
like consumables.
There's
Alright.
one. Actually, you can get item drops in there as well. Well, not
That's
the
pretty good,
consumables,
then.
rather.
Not too bad.
There's like one outside the room, there's one in the wall, and there's like 6 in the room itself, so there's a lot of items. So sometimes to risk it might be worth it.
So if you're
Yeah.
really starting for equipment, I guess that would be
Yeah,
one
that
possible.
would be the best time.
All I have is a duplicator, or all I have is a mana prism and a buffalo star, and nothing else. I really, really need it.
And a library card.
Yeah. Speaking of which, library card, into Vorpal Blade. I mean, that was pretty sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
There's also library cards in the shop. It was a
Yeah,
okay shop. Not incredible, but
Yeah, it
not
was a
bad.
good shop.
it was decent enough, yeah.
Had a weapon and had a library card. That's all you need.
I mean,
much.
it had Fury plate, Vorpal Blade, and library card.
Had Alucard shield, but that didn't pay off.
Yeah, Alucard shield. I mean, it's good defense, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was happy with that shop. The other thing was, where'd you get your duplicator?
Force of Echo Room was lying on the ground.
Actually, didn't
Force
see it
of-
either.
What? There's
We
an
didn't see
item
it
in the
either.
Force of Echo room?
The room right before you checked in the relic.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, like up in the.
No, down on the floor.
It's
Oh,
like behind
Like,
a
you know,
nook.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like,
Because
there's
if you're
an
a
item
wing
sitting
smashing,
there
I
in
guess you wouldn't see
your
it.
castle too.
Because that's what happened. There was also a second Vorpal Blade, by the way, in the very first room of Reverse Caverns. In that jar.
Mhm.
I should never
completely
check that.
ignored it.
I should
I
have put them
don't-
up for
you
the
don't-
final boss, but eh.
You don't really need 2 Vorpal Blades, because, I mean, as long as you can press one button as fast as you can press 2, right? Because every button press gives you 1 swing. So, I just feel like 2 Vorpal Blades
It's
isn't
still
necessary.
potentially to be faster with you.
It just
because you can
depends on.
alternate.
It depends on how you mash, really. For me, for me, since I'm an arcade stick, I feel like my mash is good on just one button. I don't need
Yeah,
a second
probably.
button.
Chat, if you guys have any questions, you can hit us up with it. Otherwise, Max and Kai, if you guys have any questions for our racers.
Yeah, how did you guys enjoy your first match between yourselves? Like, as going against somebody that you probably may have not raced before in sort of a competitive setting. How did you guys feel about the match going into it and towards the end?
Very nervous to start with. That was very like heart pounding kind of stuff, and then started to ease into it and treat it like a normal run. Like, I don't know. I kept questioning. Well, once I got to Verticast, I was questioning, like, I wonder where Stu is right now. But then I just went back to doing the route.
And what were your thoughts, Stu?
For me, earlier today, I was really nervous, but and then I think you guys saw the fact that I missed that first jump down to get that item. Like, I was not playing as well as I'm used to for the first 10 minutes, but once I got Soul of Bat, I felt like I calmed down a lot more and was able to play my game. Also, I freaking went to library and killed Lesser Demon without Form of Mist.
Oh yeah, we were wondering why you forgot or what happened.
It was just autopilot, man.
We were
But
kind
yeah,
of thinking you were desperate for some items at that point.
No,
We're trying to find some
but yeah,
diamonds.
there's just a little bit of nervousness, oh man, a ton of people just watched me mess that up. This could actually matter. But yeah, once I got Soul of Bat and was moving fluidly, I felt a lot more comfortable.
I wish I could move fluidly with that.
Well,
Well-
Stu as the winner. How do you feel about your next race against Bubbles coming up?
I don't know bubbles, so about the same as I do against the satellite, where it's just a huge fear of the unknown. I just don't. I've never seen their match. I haven't seen them play, so just like I will just play my game. We'll see what happens.
That's a good
Alright,
strat.
let's see what happens.
So, I want to ask you guys a question then. In the upcoming matches, we'll start with Satellite. What do you think is going to happen, especially with the match tomorrow with Ben and Palmy? What are your thoughts or predictions, if you've made any, on how that match might play out? Who do you think's going to be the top dog for that one?
I unfortunately don't know enough about either to say. I've seen Palmy before with Racing Diesel, but I haven't seen Ben.
And what do you think, Stu?
I think it's going to be a similar thing to the first two, where it's going to be a tight race, and you're going to be able to tell right away that like Ben has a lot more experience with the movement, with the advanced movement, but Palmy is going to have the edge in just understanding the randomizer, like how to play the randomizer. So like expect some questionable decisions from both of them, and then depending on how that pans out, you'll see who wins.
Alright.
Can I answer your question, Mash?
Sure, feel free.
Yeah, tomorrow's race will need to be censored for the VOD. That's all I need to say.
Censored. I hope that's
It's either
a
going
joke.
to be the most one-sided thing ever or the greatest upset in the world. There's only two
Good luck to
options.
both racers, though. Still, could be very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So, yeah, our lower bracket is starting to look pretty interesting. I mean, they haven't got paired up yet with anybody else, but whoever ends up going down lower bracket's gonna have a bit of a rough time, I think, going forward, because we've already had two pretty large upsets with the upper bracket, so we'll see how that pans out for the
You mean the losers
remaining
bracket?
matches. Yeah, lower bracket, loser bracket,
Yeah,
same thing.
Both are going to be interesting.
Yeah, we have two pretty good runners, Aldrio, who's like top 10 in any percent, and then we got Raina Soten, the OG.
Yeah.
This is a really
Here's the
interesting
thing:
bracket.
the longer this tournament progresses, the smaller the gap in knowledge becomes. Because at the start, I think that there's a gap of knowledge between some of the people, how they approach the randomizer, what kind of strategies they do, and that's gonna disappear very quickly when after round 1 and 2, and after that it's gonna be pure skill, and pure skill is pretty good in randomizer, but it's randomizer, so the RNG is a big factor. So there's gonna be some close races and some upsets and some very interesting stuff happening, for sure.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see who actually makes it into the third round for each of the upper and lower bracket for sure. But
Third
yes, after what wait, we have Ben and Palmy. Is there another scheduled match after that?
Then we're
we
gonna be
do have
scheduling Dragon Blitz and
Yeah.
Nightwolf.
Oh, Rats
yeah, we'll have a
and
few more
Ssbstew.
coming in. Yeah,
Rats Lil and Ssbstew.
yeah, that's Wednesday.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we have-
So that's going to be a cool match too, because I've seen them.
They're very
both,
similar
like,
skill
they've both
level.
been- yeah, and they've both been like practicing a lot of randomizers, so they're like very familiar, in particular with the randomizer, more so than normal speedrunning. So it'll be like
Our
two
prediction.
people of the same like type of player going at each
Definitely.
other.
yeah, I've
These
had
are
the
not
pleasure of
good race.
racing with them. I've had the
These
pleasure
are
of
not
racing
good.
with them the last few times. So
Diesel and I did a race. We were like literally 20 something seconds apart from finishing.
Nice.
Yeah, all these races are getting
He's got
closer
some
and
high
closer.
skill level to keep up with one of the speedrunners like that. Literally, we did almost the exact same routing, I'm pretty sure, and he's 20 seconds behind me. Shocked the living crap out of me when I found out, when I rewatched his VOD.
Yeah.
yeah, so matches still to come up after tomorrow's match with Ben and Palmy. Then we'll have Wednesday with Rats and S Diesel, and then matches to still be scheduled that should be coming up after those ones will end up being Dragon Blitz and Night Wolf, and then Surreal versus Manly, Bubbles versus Stew, and Talik versus
Nice.
I don't even know how Maze.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. Yeah, so those will be the next few matches to start being scheduled afterwards as well. We still have to do Mouse versus Five Flips.
Yeah.
I think that's who that is.
Lips and hips.
That's pasta.
Lips and Flips pasta. Yeah.
That's pasta. Yeah.
I remember someone telling me that. I was confused. I'm like, who the hell is this?
Reminder
And,
that
yes.
it's always a bad idea to change your Twitch name. Almost always. Then everyone's
Out of all
confused.
these names I'm reading on this bracket, I'm unfamiliar with 2 of them. The Lost
I haven't
Legend.
even seen like Lost Legends.
He's
He's a wild card for me. I have no idea
Same.
how he's gonna play. And
Yeah.
Cheese
I mean, I
Weaver.
had not seen
Those are the 2.
a bunch of these people play, and I've been impressed both times so far. I have not seen Satellite
played with
play
pretty much
or
all these
Chris
people.
Naga, and they both played pretty well.
I have played with pretty much every one of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a little scared to go up against Chris Naga at some point. So I don't want to go to the slaughterhouse.
You should just do daily races with us to get prepared a little bit.
Yeah,
Nash,
definitely.
don't worry about the slaughterhouse. That's down there in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I want to stay up here. Well, I mean, I thought Aldril was gonna be my opponent, but that changed relatively quickly.
Yeah. The nice thing about this, though, is that it doesn't matter who your opponent is. You just have to play the same no matter what. You just have to play well and get a good time.
I kind of disagree with you because if let's take a random example. Let's say you're Mash and you're playing versus Ben. I would not play a standard game because that would lead to nothing. I would make ridiculous, crazy item checks. I would go to creature first. I would do crazy shit like that because that's what would win you the game in a randomizer versus Ben.
Yeah, against someone like Ben, yeah, definitely. That would be the better calls to make, depending on how the routing plays out.
Well, also depending on if the other because like there's always a chance that the opponent's going to die, however slim. So,
But sure. But I don't know, counting that Ben is gonna die because that if both of you do the same route, Ben dying would be the only thing that would prevent him from being way further ahead. So I would take some kind of a gander, some type of a risk, some crazy item check to have something that would pull me up ahead. Something to diverge from the standard route. Which,
Yeah, I know from the previous matches we've seen a couple pretty big gap closers anyways that hold them up really nice. so.
Definitely. Anyway, let's close this out. GG to both of the players today. Very good race. And,
GG,
thank you for
congrats,
everyone
dude.
else that hang
GG.
out in chat and that helped out. And you should definitely tune in tomorrow to watch Ben vs. Palmy. That is gonna be
Definitely.
something.
I'll
very
just mute your
interesting.
mic.
That's going to be an exciting match for sure.
Definitely. See you guys.
All right,
Good night,
folks. Have a good
everybody.
night.
Best of luck.